Hey, I decided to eat and try my okra raw. Hello and welcome to Catherine's Garden. Is an okra, and I am going to harvest it. I didn't think there was one. Let me put this down and harvest this okra. This is my first okra. I decided to cut the okra and sample it raw, and I bit into it already. Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden. It has been a hot, dry August, and it's definitely affected the garden. I have patches of brown in the grass, and we have been watering feverishly to make sure that we could maintain a green, beautiful garden. And it is paying off because we can see that the impatiens, who are these plants that are really vulnerable to a lack of water and heat and sunlight, that they have maintained their beauty here in the garden. And so we're thankful for that. But also I've been able to go and harvest vegetables. The harvesting of vegetables has increased rapidly. I've been able to harvest my eggplants, yellow squash, zucchinis, and tomatoes in abundance. And it seems like the tomatoes are just taking off, especially my 100s. So I am very grateful for how things are looking in the garden, and in spite of the heat and in spite of the lack of rainfall, we have been able to maintain the garden, and I am grateful. So come with me as we go around and do some harvesting of vegetables, and also just admire what we do have here in the garden. I'm going to go in and harvest these tomatoes, and there are a lot of tomatoes in here. But I also wanted to show you the okra that's coming in. Check that out. It's small, but it's something. Oh, actually, there's a pretty big one here. Do you see this? Is an okra. This, and I am going to harvest it. I didn't think there was one. Let me put this down and harvest this okra. This is my first okra that I have here in the Boston area, and it's grown pretty big. So here it goes. I'm snipping it. See if I can snip it into the... So I snipped it, and I'm just gonna pull it here. Wow, my first okra. So this is the okra plant, and I got the seeds from Baker Creek. I'm going to see if I can find the package, the seed package. Yeah, so I planted a couple of them. I actually had bought the seeds last year, and so here are the tomatoes that I'm going to just harvest. Look at that. Don't they look so beautiful? This is in the front garden. And these tomatoes seem to have done very well here. I love these grape style tomatoes. They're really good in salsa and just diced up in a salad, eaten fresh. Oops. Now, if I had to pay for these tomatoes in the store, it'd cost me a couple of bucks. But these are fresh, homegrown tomatoes. Let's see if I can. Now, this is one of the tomato plants, and this fell on the ground, so I'm going to just pull this off. I think it's still good. So look at this. These are ripe on the vine. No doubt about it. And they came off so easily. This is a heirloom tomato. I got this from QVC. And I'm just going to pull it off. Beautiful. Let's see, there's some more here. Look at this one. Let's see if I can twist it off. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to use the scissors and do some maneuvering here. See if we can land in the basket. Good job. Let me get these others. Wow, that is a perfect tomato. Look, almost perfect. Let's get the others. Very nice. See another one. It's a very warm day today. 91 here in the Boston area. So I want to get them now. There are a few left here. There's one right there, but that's green. Let me see. So there are two that I planted here. And one of them, I don't know if you can see it, it's Big Rainbow Tomato. Big Rainbow. And I believe that was this one right here, Big Rainbow. And then the other one, let's see if I could find the name tag. Here it is. And this one is Pink Berkeley Tie-Dye. Pink Berkeley Tie-Dye. I don't know. Yeah, Pink Berkeley Tie-Dye, so that's this one. And the other one. Well, we will try them out and see what we get. And we have an okra. Let's take a look here. These zucchinis are getting kind of big. I kind of like the zucchinis when they're not so big. So let me see if I can twirl this off. Yeah, this is a good size. I actually like them like this. They taste much better. This zucchini plant has been very, very productive. You can see one here, another there. So that's really good. I'm also going to harvest this right here, this summer squash as well. It's in the front. That's a good size too. This has definitely been a year for squash. This is pretty. I love the color combination. Down in here I have a number of cucumbers that are ready to harvest. I think the weight of the cucumber was such that it just knocked the whole thing over. And look at these tomatoes. Oh my, I'm gonna have to get a bigger container to harvest these with. Let's see if I can pull this up. So I think I saw, oh, here's another one. Look, there's one right there, a cucumber. Let me harvest this. Last year, I didn't get any cucumbers, or hardly any, maybe a few. But this year, no sorry, they are making up for it. And I think I saw one here on this vine here. Yeah, here it is. That's a good size. I mean, and if you went to the supermarket to buy a cucumber like this, it'd cost you a good $1 or $2 to get a fresh cucumber. So to be able to just come here in my garden and get that is so beautiful. So what I'm gonna have to do is come back later on and find a way of getting this to stay up. Oh, I found another one. Here's another cucumber. Wow, that's a beautiful size. I can pull it off. As you can tell, I am really not dressed for a gathering and being out here. I just saw those tomatoes that they were ripe and decided to just come on by here. But this is the other fruit bed that needs to get some updating. But I think picking the cucumber is a good thing. And then I get to survey the area and see what needs to happen. It's a small one. Let's see, I think I see something like an eggplant. Look at that. Yes, things are really toppled over here. But look at this eggplant. It was a different type. I wanted to try something different from the regular eggplant. Look at my basket. It's hot. Oh, and I see one here, a very ripe tomato back there. But it looks like it's spoiled, so I won't even pursue it. So I am going to gather these right here. It's beautiful. I love how they grow. They're so pretty. This is the 100s. Oh, my basket is too full. I'm gonna have to go and come again. Oh, let me just get these few here. See if I can somehow, without having everything topple over. Oh my goodness. This is hard, doing it one-handedly. But I am going to get these. One thing with the garden, that there is an abundance here. And I'm very pleased with that. I just had to put it down for a second and admire it here in the shade. So this is my harvest that I just did from the front garden and the backside vegetable garden. And the poor tomatoes are being squished down there. But I'm going to need a bigger harvest basket. And the impatiens are looking so good. We have really been diligent in watering the impatiens, and what a joy they have been here in the garden. And they're making a great backdrop for my harvest for today.
Really hot. I just went out. I didn't intend to.
This is looking so good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cucumbers, summer squash, zucchini, a little eggplant, 2 specialty tomatoes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other tomatoes, and then these babies here. And I'm sure there's more out there, it's just that it's too hot. I am literally sweating. The sweat is just dripping down.
It is really hot. I really didn't intend to go out and harvest. I just saw those ripe tomatoes in the front and said, let me just pick them up. But here am I out here in 91 degree weather around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And this is my harvest here. I think it was worth it. I think the effort was worth it. I think it was worth it. I think the effort was worth it.
My harvest table is filling up. Look at that. This is a pepper that I harvested from the front garden, and also the okra, and we have the eggplant here, we have the zucchini, then we have the cucumbers, the tomatoes, and then these tomatoes in here in this basket. These other tomatoes are from the weekend, and as you can see, there's still a lot here. I've already been sharing them with my son and his family. We had salsa and chips with it, and so and the cucumbers for the baby. And so I am just overwhelmed with blessing, and I'm just grateful to God I'm just grateful for this harvest here, and that I can share my gatherings. I'm so happy that I can share this with you so that you can see the fruitfulness of my garden.
I decided to cut the okra and sample it raw, and I bit into it already, and I wanted you to let you see me eating it, and it's kind of sweet. And actually it tastes good. You know who I saw eating okra raw just from Roots and Refuge Farm? She would go through her garden and start to eat her okra raw. So I said, let me try it out here. And it tastes very good, actually. I'm highly surprised. I hope more of them come on the plant. They actually taste very, very good. She said okra is good also for your stomach and your digestive system. So I definitely want more. I want to be as healthy as possible. So if I have to eat okra, I will. And especially since it tastes halfway decent too. It's a good thing. I recommend it.
After I came in from gathering that first harvest, I remembered that I had some eggplants back in that side of the garden. So I went back and I collected the eggplants, but while there I saw these cucumbers
So in addition to the cucumbers that I've already harvested, I've also harvesting these here as well. And then I saw these tomatoes, and I still pick them on the vine. And then these two were there. I said I'm not going to leave them because I don't want anything to happen to them, because I had there was another very ripe tomato there, but it had been bored into by an insect or worm. And yeah, so I went and I got the eggplants, because the eggplants were on the ground, and I'm going to have to stake up those eggplant plants. And I love them at this size, and I love the eggplants at this size because then I can put them in different dishes. We have in the West Indies what we call saltfish, codfish and dumpling, and you make it with eggplant and onions and tomato sauce in it, and it's really delicious. So I'm going to be able to use these eggplants in that dish along with the tomatoes here. So I just wanted you to see the additional harvest that I have for today. So I got a real good harvest, and you want to see me sweat? Well, I am all sweaty from all of this. Yeah, it is hot out here. So I'm going to go inside, but I'm very grateful for this harvest. Well, if you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. How is your harvest going? I'm going to go and clean up and freshen up, but it was worth it. Yes, and even experiencing the sauna of the temperature out here. Have a great day, and see you next time in Catherine's garden. Bye. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time here in Catherine's Garden. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and join me for many more adventures in the garden.